I have a question about sort of the purity of the recitation. Like, how is that preserved? I mean, Muslims have endured so much. You know, I'm thinking about European colonialism, imperialism, things before that where they were persecuted, and sort of linguistic genocide that they were facing. And so that's sort of interesting to me that there's this purity of recitation, I guess. I'm assuming that's what I'm hearing from you. And reading the article pretty quickly that was passed out, talked about how the voice must be, and it must be a pleasing voice, and all these specifications for this recitation. If we brought in somebody from Indonesia, if we brought in somebody from India, and we said, okay, you're on, Indian Muslim, and then we brought in the Indonesian Muslim, you're on. Would it be so pure that we would go, wow, it has survived all of these challenges? Or can you talk about that?
One of the things one of the things that's kind of an irony is that some of the best schools of recitation of the Quran, and there are contests all over the world for recitation, but some of the best reciters of the Quran come from Indonesia, come from Turkey, places where they don't speak Arabic, where they have the sounds of their own language is quite different from the sounds of Arabic, and they're really it's really this effort that Muslims make to be able to recite it properly, to listen to it repeatedly. As I'm going to say, I mean. The text, let's say the content of Muslim prayer, Muslims pray, right, 5 times a day. The content of that prayer is exclusively or almost exclusively Quranic verses. And so, again, this is something where it's going to always be in a very traditional Islamic society. You would hear the Quran all the time. You would walk into a tea shop and you would hear the Quran, and you'd get into a car and you'd hear the Quran, you'd hear the adhan, you'd hear Quran coming from the mosques. It would be something that would be part of your oral environment, audio environment, wherever you went. Right?
But it doesn't disappear, like in these periods I mentioned that where they're like, we will kill you if you don't convert, and we don't want you to speak it to your children, and it's just all these underground movements going on to preserve the recitation.
Well, the fact that it's recitation, of course, helps, doesn't it? Right. There isn't anything that can be destroyed.